stop scrolling. Because what just happened in Shanghai could be the exact spark that sends silver into its next explosive rally, and I'm not exaggerating. Because when Shanghai, one of the most important metals hubs in the world, shows signs of emergency disruption, it doesn't stay a local story. It becomes a global shockwave. If you own silver, or you're thinking about buying silver, this is the type of moment that separates people who profit from people who panic later. So listen carefully, because this is bigger than a headline. This could be the beginning of the next silver spike. Now here's what's going on. Reports and discussions across the metals community are pointing towards serious instability around Shanghai's silver trading activity, delays, disruptions, and unusual movements that traders are calling an emergency halt situation. And before someone says, "Oh, it's just another rumor," let me remind you of one thing. Markets don't wait for official confirmation. Markets move on fear, signals, and early pressure. And Shanghai is not just any exchange. Shanghai is one of the largest gateways for physical metal demand in the world. When Shanghai gets shaky, it doesn't just affect China. It affects the entire supply chain of silver globally. Here's the part most people don't understand. Silver is not like gold. Gold is mostly stored. Silver is consumed. It's used in solar panels, electronics, medical equipment, EVs, defense systems. Meaning silver is not just a precious metal. Silver is a war metal, a tech metal, an industrial survival metal. So when a major hub like Shanghai shows instability, the real question becomes, where will the silver come from? Because supply is already tight and demand is not slowing down. Now let's talk about the real danger. The silver market looks calm on the surface, but underneath something is building. If Shanghai faces disruption, it forces buyers to look elsewhere. And when buyers look elsewhere, they hit the Western market COMEX, London vault inventories. And here's the problem. Those vaults are not infinite. Silver supply isn't sitting there waiting. And if big buyers start pulling physical silver out of the system, prices don't rise slowly. They jump violently. Silver doesn't do smooth moves. Silver does sudden explosions. That's why every major silver rally in history felt like it came out of nowhere. But it never came out of nowhere. It always started with early warning signals like this. Let's be honest. Most people are not buying silver right now. They're waiting. They're distracted by crypto, distracted by stocks, distracted by short-term news. But silver is the kind of asset that stays quiet until it doesn't, and when it moves, people don't buy calmly. They rush, they panic, they FOMO, because once silver breaks out, the headlines will be everywhere. Silver shortage, industrial crisis, new silver supercycle. Silver hits $50. Silver breaks $80, and by the time the average investor wakes up, the smart money already positioned months earlier. Now let's talk numbers. People keep asking, can silver really hit $120? And I'll tell you something, $120 isn't crazy. It's not fantasy. It's math. Because silver is historically undervalued compared to gold. The gold to silver ratio has been stretched for years, and every time this ratio snaps back, silver doesn't just rise, silver launches. And if Shanghai disruption adds fuel to the supply fear, $50 is not the ceiling. It becomes the beginning. Then $80, then $120 becomes realistic. And once silver crosses those psychological levels, you won't need motivation to buy. You'll feel forced because the market will make it feel like you're late. And yes, gold will move too. But gold moves like a king, slow, powerful, controlled. Silver moves like a wild animal, fast, violent, unpredictable. So if gold climbs 20%, silver can climb 80% or 150%. That's why silver is called the poor man's gold, but I don't like that term. Silver isn't cheap gold. Silver is leveraged gold. It's the metal that shocks the market. So what should you do right now? First, don't panic buy. But don't ignore this either. Because these are the exact moments smart investors watch. If you're serious about silver, you need a plan. You don't wait for the news to confirm, because when CNBC confirms it, you're already too late. Instead, you watch signals: Shanghai disruptions, industrial demand spikes, COMEX inventory drops, dollar weakness, inflation returning, war escalation. When these line up, silver doesn't ask permission, it runs. And I'll end with this: the silver market is small, very small. It doesn't take billions to move silver. It takes panic. It takes one big disruption. It takes one major buyer. And if Shanghai truly tightens supply, you're about to see a market where physical silver becomes harder to get. Premiums rise and prices jump faster than most people can react. This is why I'm calling it now. Silver is entering an alert phase, and the people who understand what that means will profit. The people who laugh will chase later. So the real question is, when silver breaks out, will you already be positioned? Or will you be watching the chart thinking, why didn't I take this seriously? Comment below. Do you think silver hits $80 first? Or does it shock everyone and go straight toward $120? And if you want daily silver alerts like this, subscribe, because the next few months could get very interesting.